Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. A lot of people are saying that at Saturday night's main event, it will be a new era of WWE. What does that mean? Well, there could potentially be 3 brand new champions at Saturday night's main event, which happens on November 1st, which is the last Saturday night's main event before the Saturday night's main event where John Cena retires. So this could be a huge shakeup in WWE with 3 new champions being crowned on one show. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think at most we're going to get 2 new champions because one is guaranteed. We're going to see a new world heavyweight champion between Jey Uso and CM Punk, which will have a lot of downstream implications for War Games and Survivor Series and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania next year. I am sort of on the fence about who's going to win, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be CM Punk. Just Jey Uso didn't have a good first run. I don't really see him going anywhere in his second run. Maybe they want to turn Jey Uso heel and then have him feud with Roman Reigns, which anything Roman Reigns is involved in is now the main event and the main story. But also you give it to CM Punk, who could hold it on till WrestleMania and then lose it to Braun Breaker, which would also be really cool. So the Jey Uso CM Punk stuff, the match itself, I'm not really excited about. I don't care to watch Jey Uso wrestle, and I really don't care to watch CM Punk wrestle. I really like Jey Uso, but I don't care to watch him wrestle, and I don't like CM Punk to begin with. But right now, in this current version of him in WWE, people love him. And so, he had that world championship for about 5 minutes after Gunther, and then he saw the heist of the century with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins gets injured, vacates the title. Now maybe you give it to CM Punk, and he holds it on until he loses to Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. So you have that match. You also have the women's match of Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. And we recently saw Jade Cargill turn heel on SmackDown. I'll talk about that in a second. And then you have another massive championship match between Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. The fans are not extremely excited about Cody Rhodes' second title reign. His first one was amazing, right? He finishes the story, then he loses to John Cena at WrestleMania. Great. His second run, it's not as exciting, doesn't have as much oomph to it, and yes, I love Drew McIntyre, but really this feud hasn't been something that the fans can really sink their teeth into. I absolutely love Drew McIntyre. I think he's one of the best in the world. I think WWE television is better when Drew McIntyre is around. So a lot of people are saying because it's kind of a stale second reign, Cody Rhodes needs a bit of a shakeup. Cody Rhodes is better on the chase. Cody Rhodes is better as chasing the champion than actually being the champion, and most baby faces are. And so you could see Drew McIntyre beat Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event, which I think they should have done at WrestlePalooza. That's when they should have pulled the trigger on that, because having 3 title changes in one show is kind of too much to handle. Right? You want to focus on 1 or 2 storylines at a time. You have 3 title changes in one show. It just becomes a lot. I think they should have given the title to Drew McIntyre at WrestlePalooza with Randy Orton involved. Maybe that will be the case here. Maybe we'll see a Randy Orton involvement here in the Cody Rhodes Drew McIntyre match, where Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton potentially causes Cody Rhodes to lose. Then we could potentially see this deep feud between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. That would be sick. And then you see Drew McIntyre maybe move on to something else. I know they're on different shows, but I'm still really interested in a Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns feud. So maybe Roman Reigns does that, considering CM Punk is there. Braun Breaker might be challenging for that title. Jey Uso's there. Maybe he switches over and wants to go after the WWE Undisputed Championship, because that's the one he held for like a zillion fucking days. And so we'll see. And then, of course, we have Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill turns heel on SmackDown and now is coming after the title again. Both of these women aren't very good. Jade Cargill sucks. She's bad. She's a bad professional wrestler. Tiffany Stratton is much better, but she's not at the level where she can carry someone or anyone to a great match like AJ Styles potentially can, or like a Becky Lynch potentially can. And so Jade Cargill winning the strap is a horrible, horrible idea. She just needs to just go train. She needs to get better as a professional wrestler. She needs more reps. She needs more just confidence in the way she moves and just her flow. Everything is just like stiff, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm thinking about what I'm doing next, and I'm about to do it. And then if you become a heel and then become the heel champion, most of the time, in about 90% of the matches, heels lead the way. Heels make the flow of the match, because about more than 60% of the match is usually the heat, where the heel is beating up the babyface. And so they're creating the tempo, they're calling the stuff, they're calling the hope spots, they're doing the movements, and Jade Cargill just is incapable of doing that. I'm sorry to say. Maybe she's a lovely human being. I have no idea. This is a critique of her professional wrestling ability, and it's not very good. And so I would be shocked if WWE actually pulled the trigger on this and Jade Cargill became champion. But I would also be shocked if they had this moment, if you want to call it, on SmackDown where she turns heel and then don't capitalize it at the PLE moving forward. So, I don't know. Tiffany Stratton's reign has been very boring, right? All she wrestles is Nia Jax and Jade Cargill, and they both are fucking bad, really bad. And so it hasn't been a good run. So I would be happy if the run was over and she did anything else. But I just don't think the title should be turned over to someone who's even worse as a professional wrestler named Jade Cargill, who now thinks she's a heel and can control the tempo of the match and do all these types of things. I'm just not into it. But I do think Jade Cargill will win. So that'll be one title change there. You will see a new champion in World Heavyweight Champion style versus Jey Uso and CM Punk. So you're going to have at least two new world champions at Saturday night's main event. Will we see a third in Drew McIntyre beating Cody Rhodes with some type of involvement there? And then I'm not sure if Stephanie Vacour will be wrestling at Saturday night's main event. We know Nikki Bella is on her side now, and she's wrestling Roxanne on Monday Night Raw, and I don't know why Nikki Bella is wrestling. She's also a horrible professional wrestler. She couldn't even have a good match with Becky Lynch, who's like one of the best workers we've ever seen on the women's side. And so that's also surprising there. Roxanne is one of the best. So maybe Roxanne can draw a great match out of Nikki Bella. That would be awesome. And then Stephanie Vacour is finally getting something she can sink her teeth into in this first title reign, because this really sets the tone for the championship, for the reign, and for her future reigns. And so that's some good stuff there. Maybe we'll see another title shot at Saturday night's main event. We'll just have, every single match will be a World Heavyweight Championship match. But as I talk to you right now, I think there's going to be 2 out of 3 championship changes. One is guaranteed, so I'm right on that one. Don't know who's going to win. I think it's going to be CM Punk. And then I think Jade Cargill is going to win as a new heel champion. And then I would love if Drew McIntyre walked out of that show as the new WWE Undisputed Champion. What do you think, though? I'd love to know your comments down below. Please drop those comments, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.